A sultry summer weekday in Jackson, Mississippi.
Your baby is not a mistake. Your baby's a gift from God.
Love your wife, love your girlfriend, sir. You're not loving her by doing this.
Women from across the South arriving just after dawn.
Right this way.
This is your grandbaby. How can you do this to your grandchild?
Exercising a constitutional right to abortion, now under existential threat.
This is the last remaining abortion clinic in the whole state.
It's the only one.
We have been trying so hard, and have come close a couple of times to getting it shut down.
To its defenders, Jackson Women's Health is a beacon of hope, seeing more than 200 patients a month, roughly 3,000 a year. A survivor of decades of protests and vandalism, the only abortion clinic left in Mississippi, now waging a legal war to defend a woman's right to choose.
Does this moment feel different to you?
Yeah, definitely.
Kim Gibson is a volunteer escort who helps guide women past protesters at the clinic. She says Mississippi's abortion rights case before the Supreme Court could be the most consequential in decades.
This is a real threat. All of these other things are just tiny cuts, and don't get me wrong, death by 1,000 cuts is a real thing. But this is a very tangible decision that will, if they make it, overturn Roe v. Wade.
This could be the whole country.
Correct. This will affect the whole country, absolutely.
While Texas has grabbed headlines with its abortion ban, conservative activists in Mississippi have been laying the legal groundwork for a sweeping new national standard.
You like to see Mississippi become the first abortion-free state
Absolutely.
in the
I would like to
country.
see any state be the first abortion-free state.
State Attorney General Lynn Fitch, who's leading the effort, and officials from abortion opponents Pro-Life Mississippi and the Center for Pregnancy Choices declined to speak with ABC News about their plans. But in court documents, Mississippi is defending a ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy before fetal viability and hoping to eradicate 50 years of Supreme Court precedent since Roe v. Wade.
I think this is the time.
It's 6 conservatives now.
Yes. We're praying that they'll be bold enough and strong enough to take a stance in the right side.
While the prayers go up,
somebody needs to get a look inside.
Dorinda Hancock, co-founder of the Pink House Defenders, helps keep the path clear for as many women as the clinic can handle.
If you're coming to the clinic, you can pull right on in, honey.
The Defenders provide physical and moral support to women on the journey from the safety of their cars to the clinic door.
So are you just going to come out here and pray? Or are you going to come out here and yell at women?
Hancock says getting to know demonstrators by name is not just Southern hospitality.
You have to know who these people are so you know what their limits are. Because he's on our sidewalk, he intimidates our patients, and I don't think God would want that to happen. So, you can pray to get rid of abortion anywhere.
So the Bible says.
Don't stand with the sinners. Go home.
Keith Dalton is one of the regulars outside Jackson Women's Health. He's a pastor of a local church, father of 5, and a self-described former punk rocker.
I care about them, and as a Christian, obviously, I believe in the hard truths of the Bible. I'll rebuke sin, I'll call it out, but at the same time, I do care because I was once bound in my sin.
I was raised Southern Baptist, but it didn't last long. I mean, you talk to Shannon, everyone inside the clinic is Christian.
Jackson Women's Health, how may I help you? Our only appointment for tomorrow will be at 8 a.m.
Shannon Brewer, a Jackson native and mother of 6, has been the clinic's director for over a decade. From her office off the waiting room, she keeps constant watch on the protesters and the clinic's compliance with strict state abortion laws.
I guess I don't have an issue with somebody who's against abortion. I don't need her to convince me, so I'm not trying to convince her.
Nothing worth having comes easy.
I believe that. I truly believe that. And this place has made me believe that even more.
On the day we visited, staff were preparing for 5 scheduled surgical abortions and 30 medication abortions.
So we have to know when doctor coming in so we know what size blood to give them.
Most women here terminate their pregnancies with a pill. The drug mifepristone administered in the office, then a second drug course of misoprostol is taken at home.
So you cannot get an abortion the first visit. They have to schedule their appointment to come back in 24 hours. But the issue is, since our doctors are coming from out of town, if that patient comes on our doctor's last day, the patient has to wait a whole week to come back for their second visit.
Our job is to make sure that you feel supported in your decision and that you have all the information that you need.
In the waiting room, we found relief and anxious anticipation. 20-year-old Aaliyah, who asked not to give her real name, told us she's 14 weeks pregnant.
It came in kind of wishy-washy, but I feel like I have been well informed as well as taken care of mentally in the way that they treat patients.
27-year-old Erin, who also asked not to use her real name, is 10 weeks pregnant and drove 2 hours for her appointment.
I wish there was more places like this, closer, you know, just kind of everywhere.
In 1996, when the clinic opened, women had access to abortion care at nearly a dozen facilities across Mississippi. But a cascade of onerous state laws gradually forced many of those clinics to close. By 2006, Jackson Women's Health was the only clinic left, and in 2013, it was nearly forced to shut down before a federal court blocked a hospital admitting privileges law that would have left the clinic without any doctors.
They wanted safe, legal abortions. Now you have safe, legal abortions. Now, guess what? You're going to throw all of that away to turn around and have unsafe, illegal abortions? Now you're going to have women dying, women showing up at the hospital, women hemorrhaging, women infections. That's what you're going to have.
A lawyer from Mississippi told us off camera that the state's position is that the Supreme Court got Roe versus Wade egregiously wrong and that there's no fundamental right to abortion in the text of the Constitution. The state tells the justices in court documents that long-standing precedent has damaged the democratic process, poisoned our national discourse, and plagued the law. Mississippi also argues that a lot has changed since the 1973 decision. Adoption is accessible and on a wide scale. Women attain both professional success and a rich family life. Contraceptives are more available and effective. And scientific advances show that an unborn child has taken on the human form and features months before viability. The state's attorneys argue states should be able to act on those developments.
Do you think about the justices? I mean, and do you think that Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death sort of cleared the way for this?
I kind of think about the people that are on there, but I'm not quite sure if these people actually want to be remembered for overturning.
Throughout the pandemic and as the legal battle heats up, the flow of women seeking out abortion at Jackson Women's Health has continued nonstop.
Some women of all ages, you know, have to make this difficult decision in their life.
Nicole, who's 8 weeks pregnant, told us an abortion is not something she or any woman want to have, but that having the choice is critical.
I do have other children, but I've also lost a child. And so having a child pass away of health issues, you don't want to bring it. You're scared. You don't know if they're going to have that problem. And you don't know if they're going to need medical help and if that's something that, you know, you can take on. And it's just not something that my husband and I are ready for. We're just not ready yet.
How great of a job are we doing as a people, as women, as you know, pro-choice people? How great of a job are we really doing if we're the only ones that are open?
A pivotal moment for a movement and for women on the front lines.
Years ago, I had the ability to make the best choice for me, which was to have an abortion. And I think that over the years, people have just gotten, I guess, complacent, expecting that Roe v. Wade and legal abortion will always be available to them.
You've seen a lot of these legal battles.
This is the breaker. This is the one that says there will still be access to abortion in Mississippi, or there won't.
For ABC News, I'm Devin Dwyer in Jackson, Mississippi.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.